My name is Dizzy, and I have ALS. It has affected everything. Walking, talking, breathing, my facial expressions, even my taste buds. I don't enjoy red wine as much. So I stick to rosé. But I take my wine through the feeding tube now.
Okay, that's my good friend Desi. Most of us have heard of ALS, amyotrophic lateral sclerosis to be technical about it. Maybe you've heard of it from this guy, or this guy, or maybe even this viral thing. You might even know someone like Desi who has it. But a lot of us don't actually know what ALS is. It's a neurodegenerative disease, but what does that even mean? What is ALS? So I talked with an expert to help break it down.
A lot of it is due to the connections between the neurons that are coming down that would normally innervate those muscles, and those connections degrade. Essentially, the way the connection goes from brain to muscle is there's a part of your brain called motor cortex. Motor because it controls motor output, your arms, your legs, your everything that is something to do with movement, it controls. So those neurons can die in your brain. Those neurons would normally connect to a section in the top of your neck. Those neurons can die, and then those neurons connect to your spinal cord, and those neurons can die, and it's those neurons that would then project out to your muscles, and it's the connection that will die. And when those connections degrade, the muscles don't move as much, and if you don't move it, you lose it.
I was diagnosed when I was 28, right after having my first daughter, Bertie. I would definitely say I was very carefree in my 20s. I found my dream job. I worked in a luxury hotel. I hosted celebrities, heads of state, and even royalty. It was very exciting. Then I got pregnant. It was the happiest time of my life. Then I gave birth. I was diagnosed a few months later. The progression was fast. In 1 year, I couldn't walk or move my arms. By the end of the second year, I couldn't talk.
Mentally, this is a disease where 100% of your brain is functioning.
Right.
You have the same personality, you have the same intelligence, you haven't lost memories or anything like this. It is just affecting that part of the brain and your spinal cord that affects movement. And I think that makes the disease particularly demoralizing, because it keeps everything intact except your ability to interact with the world.
The worst part of it is the inability to initiate physical affection with my daughter or my husband. I want to hug and kiss them all day, but I can't just do it.
My name is Bernie and I'm 6 years old, and I love my mom because she's in a wheelchair, and it doesn't matter where she is or how she is. It just matters that I love her as much as I love everyone else in the world.
Is your mom the best?
Yeah, basically.
One of the most difficult things about ALS is the fact that there's no real known cause. A small percentage of cases seem to have a genetic link, but the overwhelming majority appear randomly.
So we know that there are a lot of genes or mutations in genes, so little errors in the coding of genes that are very prevalent in patient populations with ALS. They account for maybe only 5 or 10% of patients with ALS. The sporadic form of the disease, which we don't know what initiates it, that accounts for 90 to 95% of all patients.
Researchers now understand that neurons in an ALS patient don't just die on their own. They're killed by other types of cells in the body. Focusing on this provides new pathways for developing treatments and hopefully eventually finding a cure.
I was not always this way. I have amazing memories from when I was able-bodied. I went skydiving 3 times. I rode an elephant in Thailand. I also have amazing memories after the ALS. I have definitely started to appreciate the simpler things in life. Watching my husband get his toes painted by my daughter. The excitement of every first day of school. And my husband and I go out for walks on the weekends. And I'm grateful for those normal moments. Life is transient. Things never stay the same. All I can do is believe that what is coming will be better than what came before. Because as much as riding on an elephant was awesome, it will never be watching my daughter take her first step.